Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Japanese ebook before it's gone.
With these can-do videos, you'll see real-life situations where you have to introduce yourself, talk about your family, or give your contact information. So, by the end, you can do them yourself in Japanese. This video is a small portion of our can-do course. To get the full course, including translations, grammar tools, and assessment tests, click the link in the description.
Welcome to Can Do Japanese by JapanesePod101.com.
皆さんこんにちは、加納かなです。Hi everyone, I'm Kana Kano. In this lesson, you learn how to tell someone where you're from in Japanese.
This is Mark Lee, and he's on a plane to Japan. Ken Kobayashi, a passenger sitting next to him, asks him, Mr. Lee, where are you from?
リーさん、出身はどこですか?
Listen to the conversation and focus on Mark's response. Note, the speakers in this conversation use polite Japanese. Ready?
リーさん、出身はどこですか?
出身はニューヨークです。
Once more, with the English translation.
リーさん、出身はどこですか?
Mr. Lee, where are you from?
出身はニューヨークです。
I'm from New York.
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation. Do you remember how Ken Kobayashi asks, Mr. Lee, where are you from?
リーさん、出身はどこですか?
First is
リーさん、
Mr. Lee.
リーさん、
This starts with Mark Lee's family name,
リー、
Lee.
リー、
After this is
さん、
a polite suffix attached to a person's name that translates as Mr. in Mark's case.
さん、さん、
Note, this suffix can be used with any gender. Together,
リーさん、
Mr. Lee.
リーさん、
Next is the word
出身、
hometown.
出身、出身、
Remember this word because you'll see it again in Mark's response. After this is the particle,
は、
the topic marking particle.
は、
It marks hometown as the topic of the sentence. Think of it like as for in the expression as for your hometown. Together, it's
出身は、
as for your hometown.
出身は、
Note, the your is understood through context as the speaker is asking a question.
出身は、
Next is the word
どこ、
where.
どこ、どこ、
After this is
です、
here, it's like the is in where is.
です、です。
Last is the particle
か、
the question marking particle.
か
This particle turns the sentence into a question. Altogether, it's
リーさん、出身はどこですか
This literally means, Mr. Lee, as for your hometown, where is? But it translates as, Mr. Lee, where are you from?
リーさん、出身はどこですか？
Remember this question. You'll hear it again later in this lesson.
Now, let's take a closer look at the response. Do you remember how Mark Lee says, I'm from New York?
出身はニューヨークです。
First is
出身、
hometown.
出身
Next is the particle,
は、
the topic marking particle.
は
It marks hometown as the topic of the sentence. Together, it's
出身は、
as for my hometown.
出身は
Note, the my is understood through context as the speaker is responding to a question about his hometown. Next is
ニューヨーク、
New York.
ニューヨーク、ニューヨーク
Last is,
です。
in this case, it's like the is in it is.
です。
Altogether,
出身はニューヨークです。
this literally means, as for my hometown, New York is. But it translates as, I'm from New York.
出身はニューヨークです。
The pattern is,
出身は hometown です。
I'm from hometown.
出身は hometown です。
To use this pattern, simply replace the hometown placeholder with the name of your hometown. Imagine you're from Sydney. In Japanese,
シドニー、シドニー、シドニー。
say, I'm from Sydney. Ready?
出身はシドニーです。
I'm from Sydney.
出身はシドニーです。
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
出身はニューヨークです。出身はニューヨークです。
出身は札幌です。出身は札幌です。
出身はシアトルです。出身はシアトルです。
出身はロンドンです。出身はロンドンです。
出身は長崎です。出身は長崎です。
出身はオーストラリアです。出身はオーストラリアです。
Did you notice the last speaker says a country name in place of a city name?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
She says,
出身はオーストラリアです。
I'm from Australia.
出身はオーストラリアです。
The word
出身
actually has a broader meaning than just one's hometown. You can also use it to talk about your country. This pattern is
出身は home country です。
I'm from home country.
出身は home country です。
You should be aware of this pattern, but for this lesson, we'll use city names. Let's review the key vocabulary.
札幌
Sapporo,
札幌札幌シアトル
Seattle,
シアトルシアトルロンドン
London,
ロンドンロンドン長崎
Nagasaki,
長崎長崎 Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say hometown? 出身出身 and the topic marking particle? は Do you remember how to say New York? ニューヨークニューヨーク And do you remember how Mark says, I'm from New York?
出身はニューヨークです。
出身はニューヨークです。Do you remember how to say where? どこどこ And the question marking particle? かか Do you remember how Ken Kobayashi asks, Where are you from?
出身はどこですか？
出身はどこですか Do you remember how to say London? ロンドンロンドン And how to say Seattle? シアトルシアトル Do you remember how to say Nagasaki? 長崎長崎
Let's practice. Imagine you're Jack Jones from London. Respond to Ken Kobayashi's question. Ready?
出身はどこですか？
出身はロンドンです。
Listen again and repeat.
出身はロンドンです。出身はロンドンです。
Let's try another. Now imagine you're Emma Egawa from Seattle. Ready?
出身はどこですか？
出身はシアトルです。
Listen again and repeat.
出身はシアトルです。出身はシアトルです。
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Kana Kano from Nagasaki. Ready?
出身はどこですか？
出身は長崎です。
Listen again and repeat.
出身は長崎です。出身は長崎です。 This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Well done! Now you know how to tell where you are from in Japanese. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Particle Guide.
In this lesson, you learn the particle o.
This particle is often referred to as the object particle or object marker because it usually comes after the direct object of an action.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence. Risa, how do you say to eat?
食べます。
Now, for eat, you need an object. The thing you eat is known as the object of the sentence. For example, say you eat sushi. So the object is sushi, and it has to be followed by the object particle.
寿司を
Then add the verb.
食べます。寿司を食べます。
This means to eat sushi.
Risa, can you also add the subject of the sentence and say, I eat sushi?
Sure! 私は寿司を食べます。
Great. Let's try it with another verb. How do you say to make?
作ります。
How do we say to make curry? The object is curry, followed by the object marker, it's
カレーを all together カレーを作ります。
Okay, and now let's put the subject. Let's say John makes curry.
ジョンさんはカレーを作ります。
Some textbooks spell this particle as W-O. Risa, how do we spell and pronounce this particle?
The object marking particle is in the last row of the hiragana chart. It sounds like the regular O, as in a, I, U, E, O. That's why we spell it O.
Now, let's take a look at a few more examples.
私は薬を飲みます。
I'll take medicine.
これをください。
Please give me this one.
私は新しい車を買いました。
I bought a new car.
This particle can also be used to indicate the place of movement, in addition to being used as an object marking particle. In this usage, it is used with verbs that describe motion, to walk, to fly, to cross, to turn, and so on.
In Japanese, these verbs are 歩きます 飛びます、渡ります、曲がります among others.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence. For example, how do you say to walk through the park?
Park is 公園. So, 公園を歩きます。
To cross a bridge?
Bridge is 橋. So, 橋を渡ります。
Notice how the particle marks the place where the movement takes place. Through the park was,
公園を、
bridge was.
橋を、
Here is another example.
あの角を曲がってください。
This means, please turn at that corner.
曲がって or 曲がります is the movement. Where it takes place, あの角 that corner is marked by お。
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
ウミガメは海を泳ぎます。
A turtle swims in the sea.
セミは木を登ります。
A cicada climbs up a tree.
彼は交差点を渡ります。
He crosses the intersection. Now let's use what you learned in this lesson. We learned how to say, I eat sushi.
私は寿司を食べます。
The particle o marks the direct object of an action. The structure of the sentence is object,
お、
verb. Now let's try with I forgot the umbrella. The words for umbrella and to forget are
傘、忘れます。
I forgot in mas form is
忘れました。
try to say I forgot the umbrella in Japanese. The answer is,
傘を忘れました。
did you get it right? In this sentence, the particle indicates the object. Let's try one more. We also learned how to say to walk through the park.
公園を歩きます。
Here, the particle o marks the place of movement. The structure is place of movement,
お、
motion verb. Now let's try with to fly in the sky. Here are the words meaning sky and to fly.
空、飛びます。
How do you say to fly in the sky in Japanese?
"空を飛びます。
Right. In this case, the particle marks the place of movement. In this lesson, you learned about the particle
お、
Want to learn Japanese even faster with your own teacher? Then upgrade to Premium Plus and get one-on-one access to a native teacher and a personalized learning program. You also get instant access to all of the lessons and study tools available in our Premium plan. Want to remember and master these particles for good? Then get our free Particles PDF cheat sheet. You get all of the must-know particles and explanations for each one. Go to JapanesePod101.com/learnwithPDF and download this bonus resource. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss all of the Japanese lessons that are coming soon. And if you want to learn even faster, go to JapanesePod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account to unlock the ultimate Japanese particle guide, the complete video course on particles. Click the link in the lesson description to get your free lifetime account right now. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the particle
え、
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
バイ。
Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Particle Guide.
In this lesson, you learn the particle e.
This particle is often referred to as the direction particle because it usually indicates a direction or goal.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence. Risa, how do you say to go?
行きます。
And to go to Mexico?
メキシコへ行きます。
Notice how the destination, Mexico, is marked by the direction marking particle.
メキシコへ。
So, to the airport would be
Airport in Japanese is 空港. So, 空港へ。
how do you say then, go to the airport?
空港へ行きます。
Let's make a full sentence using this phrase.
これは空港へ行きますか?
This means, does this go to the airport?
There's an important thing to remember about this particle's pronunciation.
When the hiragana character for he is part of a word, it's pronounced he. But when it's used as a particle, it's pronounced e.
Now let's take a look at a few more examples.
私は家へ帰ります。
I'm going home.
日本へようこそ。
Welcome to Japan.
友達と温泉へ行きます。
I'm going to go to a hot spring with my friends.
This particle can also mark the recipient of an action.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence. For example, how do you say, I called my friend?
友達へ電話をかけました。
First, we have the recipient of the action, marked by the particle.
友達へ
Then we have the action, I called.
電話をかけました。
Let's see the same sentence with a different recipient. For example, I called my mother.
母へ電話をかけました。
Also, in this case, the recipient of the action is marked by the particle.
母へ
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
友達へメールをしました。
I emailed my friend.
彼へ手紙を送りました。
I sent him a letter.
部長が部下へ話します。
The director talks to his subordinates. Now let's use what you learned in this lesson. We learned how to say, to go to Mexico.
メキシコへ行きます。
Here, the particle e marks the direction of the action. The structure is direction or goal.
え
Verb. Now let's try with to go to Japan. The word for Japan is
日本
to go to Japan in Japanese is The answer is,
日本へ行きます。
did you get it right? In this sentence, the particle indicates a destination. Let's try one more. We learned how to say, I called my friend.
友達へ電話をかけました。
Here, the particle e marks the recipient of an action. The structure is recipient,
え
verb or verb phrase. Now let's try with, I send flowers to her. Here are the words meaning to send flowers and her.
お花を送ります。彼女
Try to say, I send flowers to her in Japanese. The answer is
彼女へお花を贈ります。
Right. In this case, the particle e marks the recipient of an action. In this lesson, you learned about the particle
え。
Want to learn Japanese even faster with your own teacher? Then upgrade to Premium Plus and get one-on-one access to a native teacher and a personalized learning program. You also get instant access to all of the lessons and study tools available in our Premium plan. Want to remember and master these particles for good? Then get our free Particles PDF cheat sheet. You get all of the must-know particles and explanations for each one. Go to JapanesePod101.com/learn-with-PDF and download this bonus resource. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss all of the Japanese lessons that are coming soon. And if you want to learn even faster, go to JapanesePod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account to unlock the ultimate Japanese particle guide, the complete video course on particles. Click the link in the lesson description to get your free lifetime account right now. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the particle
に。
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Want to master grammar so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2, read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3, leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4, unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Do you know how to count pairs of chopsticks? You'll find out at the end of this lesson. Hi everybody, I'm Alicia.
こんにちは、山森です。
Welcome to Japanese Counters for Beginners, where you'll learn how to count all sorts of different objects in Japanese. Yamamori-sensei, what counter will we learn in this lesson?
本、
First, let's take a look at what sorts of objects can be counted with this counter.
When counting inanimate objects that are long and thin, you can use this counter.
本、
What are the examples of long and thin objects? Objects can be made of soft materials, like cords and strings, or hard materials, like pens and pencils. You can also count bigger objects, such as trees and telephone poles. Okay, let's count from 1 to 10 with this counter.
1本、2本、3本、4本、5本、6本、7本、8本、or 8本、9本、10本。
Did you notice that there were some numbers that sounded different to how they usually sound? When you read the numbers 1, 3, 6, and 10, you should be careful. Yamamori-sensei will give you the right pronunciation once again.
For number 1, it's 1本, not 1本. For number 6, it's 6本, not 6本. For number 10, it's 10本, not 10本. For number 3, it's 3本, not 3本. Only this number 3 takes 本.
Okay, now let's take a look at some sample sentences that use this counter.
ワインを3本買います。
I'll buy 3 bottles of wine.
ペンを5本ください。
Can I have 5 pens, please?
木が8本あります。
There are 8 trees.
Now it's time for a quiz. I'm going to ask you a question in English. Please answer in Japanese. Are you ready? Make sure to use the right counter.
How many umbrellas are there?
傘が2本あります。
How many bottles of water did you buy?
水を10本買いました。
Do you know how to count a pair of chopsticks? The answer is
1膳
you need to use this counter to specify how many pairs of chopsticks. If you say,
箸を2膳ください。
it means, can I have 2 pairs of chopsticks, please? With this proper counter, you can get 2 pairs of chopsticks instead of 2 individual sticks. Okay, everyone, that's it for this lesson. I'll see you next time. Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Particle Guide.
In this lesson, you learn the particle ga.
This particle is often referred to as the subject particle. It can also mark the object for certain verbs and adjectives. As a subject particle, it indicates existence.
Right. So ga is often used with あります and います meaning to have or to exist.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence.
あそこにコンビニがあります。
This means there's a convenience store over there. Let's break it down.
あそこに
Over there.
コンビニ
Convenience store.
が
This is the particle marking the subject.
あります。
This is the verb to talk about the existence of something, just like we'd say there is or there are in English.
Remember that to talk about the existence of animate things, such as people and animals, you should use
います。
When some people pronounce this particle, it can sound nasally.
Right. It sounds like nga. Both ga and nga are acceptable, so don't worry too much.
Now let's take a look at a few more examples.
ペットがいます。
Literally, it means there is a pet, but it actually means I have a pet.
宿題があります。
Literally, it means there is homework or I have homework.
兄弟がいません。
This sentence is negative, and it literally means there aren't any siblings, which is like saying I don't have any siblings.
We can also use this particle to mark an object of desire with certain verbs or adjectives.
Right. For example, we can mark the object of an adjective of desire, such as 欲しいです I want, or the stem of a verb plus たいです which means I want to verb.
Let's see how it functions in a sentence.
私は時間が欲しいです。
This means I want time. Let's break it down.
私は
which means I is the topic or subject of this sentence, so it's marked by the particle
は
Please note that the 私は part is often omitted since 欲しい is used only in the first person. Then we have the object, what the speaker wants.
時間が
Notice that the particle marking the object is
が
Finally, we have
欲しいです。
This is an adjective and means I want. Let's give an example with a verb.
By using the stem of a verb plus たい you can say 私はお茶が飲みたいです。
I want to drink tea.
As you can see, the object お茶 is marked by が欲しいです and がしたいです are the key patterns to remember.
Let's take a look at a few more examples.
私はピンクの車が欲しいです。
I want a pink car.
私はそばが食べたいです。
I want to eat buckwheat noodles.
私は水が飲みたいです。
I want to drink water. Now let's use what you learned in this lesson. We learned how to say, there is a convenience store over there.
あそこにコンビニがあります。
Here, the particle が marks the subject of the sentence. The structure of the sentence is subject,
が
existence verb. Now let's try with, there's a park over there. Here's the word for park.
公園
Try to say, there's a park over there in Japanese. The answer is,
あそこに公園があります。
did you get it right? In this sentence, the particle が indicates existence. Let's try one more. We also learned how to say, I want time.
私は時間が欲しいです。
Here, the particle が marks the object of desire. The structure is object,
が
desire verb or adjective. Now let's try with I want water. Here's the word for water.
水
Try to say, I want water in Japanese. The answer is,
私は水が欲しいです。
right. In this case, water is the object of a desire. In this lesson, you learned about the particle
が
Want to learn Japanese even faster with your own teacher? Then upgrade to Premium Plus and get one-on-one access to a native teacher and a personalized learning program. You also get instant access to all of the lessons and study tools available in our Premium plan. In the next lesson, you'll learn about the particle
お
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Yamamoto. Welcome to the Ultimate Japanese Pronunciation Guide. In this series, you'll master Japanese pronunciation. Proper pronunciation is essential for being understood, and in this series, you'll learn it in a fast, accessible, and comprehensive way. In this lesson, you'll learn 2 keys to mastering Japanese pronunciation. First, Japanese pronunciation is comparatively easy. Japanese has only 5 vowel and 14 consonant sounds. Almost all Japanese syllables are made up of one of these consonants and one of these vowels. But the 5 vowels also appear individually. Take a look at the chart. Each character, or kana, represents one syllable. The characters in the right column represent a vowel sound only. In the top row of this chart, the characters represent consonant sounds. By combining these, you can form most Japanese syllables. For example, look at the consonant K row. Consonant K sound plus the vowel a becomes ka. Consonant K sound plus the vowel I becomes ki. Consonant K sound plus the vowel U becomes ku. The consonant M row follows the same pattern. Consonant M sound plus the vowel e becomes me. Consonant M sound plus the vowel o becomes mo. Again, each syllable on the kana chart is a combination of a consonant and a vowel. The main exceptions are the 5 vowel group and the special sound. Let's hear how some Japanese words are pronounced. The first example is a common Japanese surname, Tanaka. Ta-na-ka. It's made up of 3 syllables, ta-na-ka. Each syllable consists of 1 consonant and 1 vowel. Another common surname in Japanese is Nakata. Na-ka-ta. The pronunciation of these 3 kana are the same as in Tanaka, just the order has changed. With a few notable exceptions, you can properly pronounce Japanese simply by reading hiragana or katakana, the 2 Japanese alphabets. Remember this tip, and it will help you throughout your studies. Now, the second key point is, each syllable in Japanese is pronounced for the same length of time with equal stress. For example, when you say America in English, you put stress on me and say it for longer than the other parts, America. The word America in Japanese has 4 syllables, and you say each syllable for the same length of time. America. Pronounce it like this to sound like a native Japanese speaker. Another example. How do you say this word in English? You would say karaoke, but in Japanese, you say karaoke. Remember that each syllable in Japanese is pronounced for the same length of time and gets equal stress. Now to close the lesson, here's the question for you. Why should you, including advanced speakers, spend time on learning proper pronunciation? The answer: you will be understood, and this will build confidence when you're speaking. Also, speaking with proper pronunciation is always impressive. For beginners, you're on the path to perfect pronunciation. And for the advanced students, this is a chance to perfect your pronunciation. Now you know the basics of Japanese pronunciation. In the next lesson, you'll learn the top 5 pronunciation mistakes Japanese learners make. You'll want to avoid these at all costs, so keep watching. What is the hardest part of Japanese pronunciation? Tell us about it in the comments. See you in the next Ultimate Japanese Pronunciation Guide lesson.
Do you know how to count a loaf of bread? You'll find out at the end of this lesson. Hi everybody, I'm Alicia.
こんにちは、山森です。
Welcome to Japanese Counters for Beginners, where you'll learn how to count all sorts of different objects in Japanese. Yamamori-sensei, what counter will we learn in this lesson?
枚。
First, let's take a look at what sorts of objects can be counted with this counter. When counting inanimate, thin, or flat objects, you can use the counter
枚。
Examples of thin or flat objects are paper and cards. We can also use this counter for not totally flat objects, like plates and dishes. It doesn't matter if it's circle or square, so slices of bread, ham, and cheese, and CDs and DVDs can be counted with this counter too. Okay, let's count from 1 to 10 with this counter.
1枚、2枚、3枚、4枚、 5枚、6枚、7枚、8枚、9枚、10枚。
This counter doesn't change for specific numbers, so it's very easy. Still, there are some tips when you count with this counter. Yamamori-sensei will give you the right pronunciation once again with some key points.
For the number 7, it's 7枚, because 7枚 sounds very similar to number 1's counter, 1枚.
Okay, now let's take a look at some sample sentences that use this counter.
CD を10枚買いました。
I bought 10 CDs.
テーブルにお皿が5枚あります。
There are 5 dishes on the table.
毎朝パンを2枚食べます。
I eat 2 slices of bread every morning.
Now it's time for a quiz. I'm going to ask you a question in English. Please answer in Japanese. Are you ready? Make sure to use the right counter.
How many pieces of paper are there?
紙が7枚あります。
How many slices of cheese did you eat?
チーズを3枚食べました。
Now we know how to count slices of bread, but how about a loaf? Do you know how to say a loaf?
一斤。
A loaf is usually sliced into 4, 5, 6, 8, or 10 slices and is sold in supermarkets. But at bakeries, you can ask for a customized size. For example, you can ask for
食パンを2斤ください。
It means, can I have 2 loaves of bread, please? Okay, everyone, that's it for this lesson. I'll see you next time.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Japanese ebook before it's gone.